Link, welcome in. Are you at least 18 and do you believe in God?
Yo, what is up, brother? I am at least 18 and I do believe in the God of the Bible. Yes, sir.
Cool. What'd be the most convincing evidence or argument for the Bible God being real?
So, what I'll do is I'll address some of your points and then that you made, or I don't know if one of them was a super chat, but a few of them were other points, and then we'll get to that if that's okay.
You want to address the super chats? I'd rather not. I'd rather you just give me the
Oh,
argument for your God.
was the sun and moon thing a super chat?
Yeah.
Okay. I won't talk about that then. And then was the John 10 thing a super chat?
No, that was just
It
Dalton
was
talking.
me.
Okay, do you want me to talk about that a little or no?
No, we don't really care about
Okay.
that. We're here for debates.
Well, I know. I'm gonna tell you. I would. Those are points that you guys did not really explore all the way, and they were
Don't.
unfounded. And
Yeah, don't really care. Give me the argument for why your God's real.
okay. So let's look at Romans 1, starting in verse 18.
Oh boy, you think this is gonna go well from Romans 1? No one, no
100.
one without excuse.
Yeah.
Uh,
100%. But it's
Oh
not.
Are
boy.
you
It,
gonna
it is. It is
are you
that.
gonna be
But
able to substantiate why we should care what Paul thinks?
100%.
I can't wait. Well, I'll put the passage on the board. Although
Yes.
everyone knows this one
Not,
by
it's
heart,
not
I
what
don't
Paul thinks.
even. I have no idea why people bring this passage up like it means anything. For the wrath of God is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and injustice of those who by their injustice suppress the truth. So you think that we actually know the truth,
Hold
that
on.
we're
Hold on.
just suppressing the truth in unrighteousness?
Okay. So hold on a minute, brother. I understand we're having a debate, but I tried to bring up some points. You already rejected those. Can I bring up my point, or would you like to railroad me?
No, no, I'm asking you what your point is with this passage.
Yes, I know, but you asked me a question before I could pose it to you, if that makes sense. So can I say it?
Oh, I mean, if you want to, yeah, you can dodge my question. Go ahead.
So what we're looking at right here is it says, because what may be known of God, so known of who? It's God, right? This is the God of the Bible, is manifest to them, for God has shown it to them. But how is he going to show it to them? For since the creation of the world, his invisible attributes are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, even his eternal power and Godhead, so that they are without excuse. So, what this is trying to say is, Paul's not appealing to his own authority. Uh, Paul is not appealing to his own authority in this verse. What he's appealing to is the fact that when humans look at the creation of the world and go outside every day, see a sunset, see a sunrise, Paul says that inspires in you a feeling that supports the idea that there is a divine God. That's what he's
Yeah,
appealing.
and I would just say
That's
Paul's
Paul's.
wrong. That's
Yeah,
like
why should we?
that's like your opinion,
Paul's
man.
wrong. Okay, so hold on. So Paul's wrong. I need back that up, right? Because if you're asking guests to back up their points,
So
I need
you'll
to
have
back
to
up why Paul is
substantiate
not
that Paul's
credible.
claim about God is correct. So you have to establish God
Because it's not
existing
Paul's
rather
claim.
than begging the question.
Because it's not Paul's claim. Anyone can do
Oh, I'm
this.
sorry, did Paul write this?
Paul wrote this, but what he's
Oh,
saying,
so why do I care what Paul says?
because if I told you, man, when I brush my teeth get clean, does that make me the claimer of that, or can everyone just brush their teeth and say if they
Yes,
get
that it.
If yeah, if you said when I brush my teeth, God holds my toothbrush, I would say you need to demonstrate God exists
that?
before I believe He's holding your toothbrush.
So hold on, let's take it. So we're going fast, right? What we need to do is we need to break this
You
text
think
down,
this is
right?
fast?
We need to break this text down because you're trying to railroad me and say, well, Paul's not credible.
Railroad
Paul's not credible.
you? How have
Yes,
I
because
railroad you? I'd ask you for
that's
a simple request, which is why should I care? Give me a reason why I should care what Paul says about God.
the reason you should care what Paul says about God is because believing in this God or not is an eternal decision, not just
So
a
what?
carnal one.
I don't believe in it. The same is
Even
true
if
So then
I.
why
about every other God. Every other God has so-called eternal consequences as well. That has nothing to do with whether or
so
not they
really they do,
exist.
though. And so let me give you a little bit of insight, right? So in a lot of other religions, Buddhism, Hinduism, even in the Muslim religion, which is Allah is very similar to the God of the Bible, right? We're seeing this thing where no matter what choice you make, everything is going to lead to a state of nirvana or heaven. Even the Muslims believe that. eventually everyone gets to heaven. In Buddhism, eventually everyone gets to heaven. In Hinduism, eventually everyone gets to heaven. But in Christianity, this religion is the only religion that is going to teach you that it is appointed once for a man to live, and then he must be judged. There is no
Cool
That's
story,
everyone gets
that's
to
bro.
heaven.
literally in like 5 other religions, and it is meaningless. Even if it was unique, it doesn't mean that the religion is true. So what you need to establish is that it's true, not that it has differences from other religions.
If we're looking for just an evidence that I can throw up on the board, in the same way that you cannot prove to me that God is fake, I
I
cannot
can prove
prove
that
to
your
you.
God is.
Okay, okay, I'm ready.
Fantastic. Is the Bible true?
In my opinion, yes. It's the
Is
inerrant
Je-
word of
is Jesus God?
Jesus is God.
Can God tell a lie?
God cannot tell a lie, no.
Okay, that means Jesus couldn't tell a lie, right?
That's correct.
Okay. Have you read John chapter 3?
Let's turn to John chapter 3. See, so look at what's about to happen, right? You're bringing up a verse to me. I'm going to let you explain it before I decide to throw in my own commentary about it.
I love
And by the way, bro, I want to let you know I love debating, and I want to be like respectful of you. So if you do not like the jesting, let me know, because I will stop. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to be rude at all.
No,
Yeah,
it's entertaining.
we're not worried
Yeah,
about that.
it is just a jest. Trust me, brother, because I love pursuing the truth, and I love that you're out here doing this. You know what I mean? For real.
Right. Okay. So let me get the passage for you real quick. I apologize. I usually have it up. John 3:13 is where we're
Yeah.
going. Let me
Okay,
get it
perfect.
on the screen.
I'm going to pull up the other passage that I know you're going to reference just so I can, in case the Hebrew needs to get brought up.
John 3:13, Jesus says, "No one has ascended into heaven except the one who descended from heaven, the Son of
Okay.
Man." Right? What's that
Okay.
mean?
It's hard to say, right? Because that word ascended, can we look? Do you have the blue letter Bible in front of you? That way we can look at it in the Greek, because
Do you think
I
do you
don't know
think
what the word ascended means
do you think the
from
word ascend is difficult?
for me, yes, because we need to look at it in the Greek, because that's when it was originally written in the Greek. So in order to really
Are
get an
you
understanding,
fluent in Greek?
I'm not fluent in Greek, no, but if you look up blue letter Bible,
I know.
we can
I have Greek
yeah.
lexicons. I'm asking
Okay.
you, if you're not fluent in Greek, why does looking it up in Greek gonna help you? You think the guy with the PhD translated it wrong?
No, I'm not saying that. But for example, so there's another passage, right, where it says, where in the Bible, you could call this a contradiction. It says, if you, basically walk in the spirit, right, your adversaries are going to be at peace with you. And that's, you could say, oh, well, I could say, oh, well, I'm a true Christian and I walk in the spirit, but for some reason I still have enemies and they're not at peace with me. Does that mean God is a liar? No, because when we actually go to the Hebrew, because it's in Proverbs, it shows you that that word be at peace means just like a um a balancing of the scales. It doesn't mean literal peace. So looking up this word in the Greek is going to help us.
Yeah, it's anababakin, means
Okay,
to
and
go
then
up. It's the
to go up.
cognate to Allah in Hebrew, to ascend.
Okay, so
Right
it's
there.
just to go up. Okay.
To go up into heaven. He's to go up into heaven. That's it. That's what he's saying. That's what ascend means. Believe it or not, the guy with the PhD figured this one out. Okay, so it says no one has ascended into heaven except for the one who descended from heaven. Is that a true
Okay.
statement?
Yes, I would take that as a true statement.
Oh, okay. Have you read Second Kings?
So who's ascending in Second Kings? Let's go see.
You
Eliyahu?
don't
I mean,
know?
I don't know every word of the Bible by heart. No, that's why I
Oh.
this is
study
like
it.
this is like a big story. Like, everyone knows this guy.
Okay, so
Eliyahu b'sarah
prophet.
hashamayim.
Mm-hmm. You know Elijah and the
So
fiery chariot?
yeah. So it says he ascended right there. So is it the same word?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, it's Hebrew.
Yeah, now
Allah?
but that's what I'm saying. So now it's Hebrew, right? So if we want to realize, and this is probably going to sound like a cop out, but
Do
I
you know
don't know
Hebrew?
100. No, I don't know Hebrew,
Okay, so
just
you
like I
don't know
don't know.
Hebrew or Greek, but you want to make arguments based on Hebrew. Just so you know, Dalton and I learned Hebrew and Greek.
What
So
was
okay,
the just a reminder, what was the Greek word used in John 3?
Anna Bacon.
Yeah, so a variant of it is used in the Septuagint when it gets translated.
So it's the same, you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let me see. So if we go to John 3, is he talking about Elijah or no? It doesn't say. So it said no one has ascended but the one who has descended,
Yeah, no
right?
one has ascended except for Jesus.
Is he referring to himself or is he referring to Elijah?
He's referring to
Yes.
himself.
No one has ascended to heaven except for he who descended from heaven, the Son of Man. The Son of Man is
Okay.
Jesus.
Yeah, I mean honestly, I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm sure there's a million ways to explain it. You know what I mean? Have you had anyone try to explain this to you before?
Yeah, none of them are good
Yeah.
explanations, which is why I still turn to it.
Okay. Yeah, to be honest, bro, it's very interesting because so in my Bible that I have, all my Bibles, like I have Bibles from different scholars, right? And so in this one in front of me, of course, it does not have an explanation, which
Of
is
course it
crazy.
doesn't.
But so yeah, I know that, and that's interesting because I don't know. But like I said, so I'm studying the word and everything, right? So I'm not a scholar like the scholars that have written these study Bibles and everything like this. And my evidence is so. Let me ask you, right? I'm admitting to you that I don't know how to reconcile these passages. But when I brought up Romans 1 and said, "Hey, the personal feeling that I get corresponds with this passage and it
So
speaks to
what?
me," you just say, "Well, it's not credible."
The
Yeah,
Well,
so
the
that's what
the
I'm
evi-
well,
saying is that
your personal experience is irrelevant. My personal experience disagrees with yours, so they're useless.
Yeah, my personal experience actually demonstrates that Paul was wrong because I don't look into heaven and automatically see like God's invisible attributes. It's not immediately obvious to me whatsoever.
that's true, but when you read that verse, there's already a rebuttal for that. And I don't know, you know what I mean? So it's like when we read this verse, I would have to come to the conclusion that you're lying. You know what I mean? And this is not I'm not trying to
So you're a
defame your
mind reader
character or
now.
something.
Your argument relies on you reading our minds
I'm
now.
not,
Okay, well I
I'm not
believe
trying
you're
to tell you
lying. Link, I think you're lying. Prove me wrong.
that's okay. I'm telling you the truth, man.
Obviously,
See
Paul's a
how bad of
liar.
an argument. See how bad of an argument is you're lying. That's never a good argument.
I'm not well, but the thing is, bro, it goes deeper than that, right? You're not lying
It
because you're
doesn't.
motivated to be
Why
a
why
habitual
should
liar.
we believe that the Bible is true when it repeatedly says things that are not true? Like it says that Jesus is Messiah, despite the fact that he didn't fulfill a single prophecy.
Okay, so that I actually can refute because I can
I'd
show you a
love
prophecy
I'd
right
love
now.
for you to try. I would love for you to
Okay,
try.
so can we look back in the Old Testament? Give me a second. It's in some minor prophets, and I will look at it. But I'll give you an easy one that Jesus fulfilled.
Sure, I'd love to hear
Okay.
about it.
Okay, okay. Give me 1 second in my minor prophets here. I was just reading about it, and but
If you're
yeah,
in the
no.
minor
So that's
prophets, you probably want to go to Micah 5 if I'm guessing.
yeah, so born in Bethlehem, right? Is where we're going. Is that it?
Well, not
I'm asking
born
you.
doesn't.
Yeah, it didn't say anything about being born.
It says he's coming out of there, though, right?
Not
He's
quite,
cut.
no.
Yeah, no.
Listen,
So could you
we can
put it
do it
on?
if you yeah, we can do it if you want. Yeah, Micah 5. I really enjoy
Oh,
Micah 5 actually. So I'll put it back on the screen. So Micah 5, specifically 2, it says, "But you, O Bethlehem of Ephrathah." What does the line
yep.
Bethlehem of Ephrathah mean to you?
Explain it to me, because honestly, I don't know.
These are the eldest ancestors of King David. This is actually referring to a lineage, not a birthplace. And it says
I have
Bethlehem.
hold on. So let's take that point, right? I have no problem with that.
I know.
If it
Okay.
refers to a lineage, not a birthplace, then you just kind of would prove the claim because Jesus comes from the lineage of David.
Well, he doesn't. We'll get there next. It says, "But you, O
Okay.
Bethlehem of Ephrathah, who are of the little clans of Judah, from you shall come forth for me one who is to rule in Israel, whose origin is from old, from ancient days." So the ancient days is the days of Bethlehem and Ephrathah, the ancient lineage of David. So
Okay.
can you
Right
can
there,
you
I do
show
not.
me a single passage where Jesus ruled in Israel?
Okay. So I don't believe that we have the correct understanding there. So whose goings forth are from old, from everlasting. And so I believe what it's saying is that Jesus' nature is eternal. That's what that verse is trying to claim. Verse 2,
No.
verse yes, it is. And every biblical so biblical
Every
scholars
biblical
would
scholar, name one.
right.
Name a single biblical scholar that's talked
And
about Micah
scholar,
5
and
before. Name one.
this is a common understanding of the text,
Name
brother,
one.
that this
It's
passage,
not.
dude, every Christian ever.
No,
This
you'd
is
be
a very
wrong.
yeah. This
You'd be
is a
wrong.
common understanding.
Unlike you, Link, I
Here.
actually studied with the scholars. I actually bothered to go to school.
I'm
Yeah,
in
so
right now.
olam doesn't always mean eternity. We see examples like, for example, in Deuteronomy 32, where Moses says, "Remember the days of old, consider the years of many generations." Zikor yemot olam. Olam here doesn't
Okay,
mean
so
eternity. It just means ancient
oh,
days.
sorry. Tell me what you're saying. I did not mean to interrupt you. I got too riled up.
It means the.
Olam,
Go ahead,
yeah,
Dom.
olam doesn't always mean eternity. It can just refer to ancient
Okay.
times. For example, in Deuteronomy
Okay.
32, verse 7, Moses says, Zikor yemot olam. Remember the days of old.
Okay. So the last word in my ESV translation is everlasting.
Yeah, it's
No.
not that.
Everlasting is the last. Okay, so
Olam has
I
a
can turn.
semantic
But now, hold
range.
on, hold on.
There's no
Now do you
actual.
see? How do you
There's no
hold on.
actual reason to
Real quick,
translate
interrupt.
Olam as everlasting.
Okay, so let me tell you something, right? We're looking at this definition of ascend, and look at this, how we can say, oh, do you think the Hebrew writer got it wrong? Hee hee. But now I'm trying to tell you that my Bible says everlasting, and now all of a sudden words don't mean anything anymore.
No, I'm
That's what I'm
disagreeing with
trying to
your translation with my translation on the board. My translation on the board is what I'm agreeing with.
Ancient days.
Yep.
Ancient days
Yep.
is what's replacing everlasting. So
Mm-hmm.
can we pull this up in the letter Bible? Ancient days, what it's referring to in
It's
the Hebrew.
Mime Olam.
Yeah.
Mime Olam.
And is one of the uses everlasting?
Not when you pair it with the word that comes with it. So from everlasting is a meaningless statement. This is a reference to the past.
No, dude. See, that's
Yeah,
where we're
dude.
getting
From
because
the days
think
from
about it from my point of
past.
view.
So hold on, you're talking way too much,
Click
Link,
on
and
the
you're
word
not
everlasting.
listening.
Can we see where it's used?
You're
Can we see the
talking way
definition of the
too
word?
much and you're not listening. I'm going to show you how Hebrew works. So stop talking for 5 seconds. This word here, this is a phrase. Do you understand that this is a phrase? These words work together?
Okay.
Okay.
You're saying the context of the word lets us know that it
You
doesn't
know,
actually
No,
mean
there,
everlasting.
the
there,
construction of the word.
there
The
might be
construction in the... Go ahead, Dalton.
in his Bible, we could have him turn to Amos 9:11 and show that even in his translation, it actually translates a similar phrase in the very same way. Link, what does it say in Amos 9:11, which is a passage which is quoted a lot in the New Testament? How is it translated in your Bible?
Let's look. Amos 9:11, right, is where we're turning?
Yep, should be easy to
That's what you
remember,
said. Okay.
everybody.
That's crazy.
Never forget Amos 9:11.
Never forget Amos. That's wild. Okay. On that day, I will raise up the tabernacle of David, which has fallen down, and repair its damages. I will raise up his ruins and rebuild it as in the days of old.
What is days of
Yeah,
old in the
and
Hebrew?
that's the same phrase. So is it the same exact
Kego.
phrase or no? Yeah.
Yeah.
Kego me olam.
Mm-hmm.
So why? So ask me this: why
So
do these different translations embellish like that?
because the ESV has an agenda. The ESV wants every passage that you think is about Jesus to sound like Jesus. That's why actual scholars, like real good scholars, don't use the ESV. Only people in like the Reformed movement will recommend an ESV. Almost universally, if you go to a Bible college or a seminary, they're going to have you pick up an NRSV.
I don't understand because I understand what you're saying, and I'm not going to refute you. It's just weird because my church is not Reformed, and yet we recommend ESV. So I
Well,
don't understand. I don't understand why. But we're not
I never
Reformed,
said that
so
I never said that the ESV was only used in Reformed circles. It just happens to be the Bible of choice
the
for
most
most
popular.
people in Reformed circles. So the reality is, in Micah, There's no reason to believe that Micah's talking about somebody who's eternal. It's also true that Jesus never ruled in Israel, and he's also not from the line of Judah.
He's from the line of David, though.
He's certainly not. But address the fact that he didn't rule in Israel, then we'll show you how he's not from the line of David.
Okay, so you see how it says, "Oh, one to be ruler in Israel"?
One who is to rule in Israel.
Yep. So I'll tell you, that's not for his first coming, that's for his second coming.
Why would we believe that he's got two comings?
Because, brother, let me lay it out to you like this. If we're not going to take the Bible at its word, then why bother even having this?
If I'm a Jew, why would I believe that the Messiah is coming twice?
Yeah.
If I believe what the New Testament said, I'd be a Christian. Or I think you're confused.
Right. If we read the book of Revelations, bro, we can know it's true. I mean,
it's not. No, it's a claim, not a truth. Revelation hasn't happened. Until Revelation happens, it's not true. Again, if I believe
also, you can
that
use
the New
that same
Testament
argument
was
to
true,
justify
I'd
any
be
Messiah.
a Christian. No one heard anything anyone just said right now because we all spoke at once. If we believe that the New Testament was true, we would be Christians. We don't believe it's true. We're demonstrating why it's not true right now.
I understand what you're saying, but I'm saying this person, so if we look at Micah, we would have to assume that Micah, if he had access to the book of Revelation, would believe it because it comes from his faith.
He didn't have access to the book of Revelation, and Revelation is a lie.
I said if he did. I didn't say he had access to it. I said if he did have access to the book of Revelation, he would have interpreted it as the truth. So what I'm trying to tell you,
the Jews rejected Christianity for a reason. So again, you have to demonstrate the New Testament is true before you claim that it's true. So what in this passage did he fulfill? Because it says there's going to become a leader from the lineage of David, and that leader is going to rule over Israel. When did Jesus do that?
So he's not ruling in Israel yet, brother.
But okay, so to be clear, it didn't get fulfilled yet then.
It is not fulfilled right now.
Okay,
no.
All right, then show me one that did get fulfilled.
I can't show you when it did get fulfilled, brother, because it has not been fulfilled yet. But this is not a good argument. Because
if it hasn't been fulfilled, then it's not fulfilled. You can't count it as a fulfilled prophecy then.
Okay, if I tell you tomorrow is coming and then it happens, it made you know what I mean? Like I don't understand what we're trying to grasp at here because
it's pretty easy. The text says something's going to happen. I'm asking, did it happen?
It did not happen yet.
Then it's not a fulfilled prophecy. Okay, then find me one that did get fulfilled.
So what are we thinking about verse 3?
What about verse 3 is even worse because it leads to verse 4.
Okay.
Therefore they shall give him up until the time when she who is in labor has brought forth the rest of his kindred shall return to the people of Israel. So this should have been the returning of the people to Israel. And then it says, he shall stand and feed his flock in the strength of the Lord, in the majesty of the name of Yahweh his God. Yahweh is the name of this person's God. Do you think that Jesus has a God?
So yes, I do. Being a Christian, Jesus yields to the will of the Father. And so if we want to phrase it that Jesus, yeah, I mean, yes, I would say that's okay to say that.
That's not okay. Jesus didn't have a God if he is God. You can't be God and then have a God.
But the thing, you can, but it's not in the same way.
So there's two gods.
There's two different persons in one God. Yeah.
Link, I'm going to warn you. If you get buried in the Trinity, you're going to get cooked hard. You have to think.
I'm telling
hold on, Link. You have to think long and hard right now if you want to get buried in the Trinity. Because I have this discussion every time I go live. I've been doing it for 2 years, and I can promise you, like, you're going to be in a Trinity chokehold if you even attempt it. So do you want to stay on prophecies, or do you want to get cooked on Trinity?
So no, but hold on a minute. So what I'll tell you, so a lot of Christians are going to have different beliefs about the Trinity, but I'll put it to you like this, that according to the Bible, not according to what the Christian masses believe, according to the Bible, God the Father, God the Son, who is Jesus, and the Spirit share the same divine essence, but not the same personhood.
Well, that's not in the Bible, but also no one cares. The question is, can a God have a God? It's just yes or no.
Jesus can worship, can
nope.
lend himself.
I need a yes or no, Link. Can a God have a God?
Jesus can be God and also
It's
talk to the
crazy that you
Father
can't
like
say yes or no. I'm going to need a yes or no. Can a God have a God?
define God, and then I'll say yes or no definitively.
If you define God, what do you think a God is?
I would say, in my opinion, God is just the supreme being who is responsible for the creation of the earth, and he's Yahweh. Like
You got it.
you
And how
define
many are there?
there's one
Oh,
essence,
there's one
three per
God. Yeah, there's one God, right?
there's one essence but three
Okay, there's
persons,
one
and each
God, right?
I see what you're doing, man. You're gonna say, well, if there's one God, there can't be two gods.
Yeah, I'm
But
showing
you're
you how
not defining.
logical. Okay, so
But
you're gonna go into the Trinity chokehold. I warned you about this, and
no,
now this is what's gonna happen.
you're not.
I tried
So
to
hold on a
prevent
minute.
this from happening out of
You're
reverence
not
for
even
your
letting. Now, you're
actual
not even letting
position
me
on the
speak. Now, you
prophecies.
realize that the question
I love it when they
is
try to
indefensible.
talk over me and then they complain that I won't let them speak, as if them speaking is me having to let them talk over me. I'll never understand that. All right, we're gonna do
You
just a
need to.
logical syllogism real quick, and I want you to follow along. We can talk about each point. They're not difficult. Premise number one: you can't be 100% God unless you're identical to God. True or false?
So hold on a minute, man. I will answer you. I will answer you. But I'm asking you. We have to define God because we're throwing this term God around,
I already
but
agreed
it
with your
doesn't have any.
definition. God is the supreme being,
He's a supreme being. Okay, so then yes,
and there's and
Jesus can have a God.
there's only one, or there's many.
There is one God according to the Bible.
Okay. So there's only one God. Okay. So premise number one, there's only one God. It says you can't be 100% God unless you're identical to God, correct?
Agree.
Okay, cool. Premise number two is going to be just as easy as the first one. To be identical to God, you must have all of God's attributes.
Agree.
Agree. Oh, yeah, we agree with that. Okay. And then premise number three, and we could do a fourth premise. I don't know if it's even necessary. Premise number three is Jesus lacks some of God's attributes.
Of course, I don't agree with this, man.
Is Jesus omnipresent?
Yes.
So Jesus didn't have a physical presence on the earth?
Jesus did have a physical presence on the earth, but he could. But in the same
Was that
way,
presence omnipresent?
his divine nature did not go away
Was
because he
that
also
presence
had 100.
omnipresence?
Okay, so do you see how you're not letting me explain this because I'm going to give you a valid
I'm
answer to
not
your
letting you
question?
explain it because
And
I'm waiting for a yes or no. If you actually listen to my
Jesus,
question, you know that the answer is a yes, no, or maybe. So I'll try
Jesus
again. Was Jesus omnipresent when he was on the earth?
could have been if he wanted to. Yes.
He could have been. I didn't ask you if he could have been. I asked, was he?
You're asking, did his human form appear in more than one place at once?
Yeah. All places, not
Unless
one.
all did his. Okay, so the only answer to the question how you framed it is no. The
Yeah,
only question to the
obviously.
answer how you framed.
Was Jesus omnipresent or omniscient?
I believe he was. Yes.
Then he didn't know the day or the hour. He lied.
No, he's not lying, dude. But the thing is
Well,
that
did he
when you
know
read
it?
the Bible, but dude, if all you okay, there's
The
a common
dodging is
denominator in
crazy.
all.
Did he know it?
There's. Hold on a minute, man. You're
Did
asking me more questions.
Jesus know the day or the hour?
He doesn't know when he's supposed to come back, but now you're even
Okay,
into
so
your.
that's
So hold
that's
on. So hold on.
that's
Let's
one thing
pause
he
here for a
doesn't
second.
know.
Pause here for a second. Pause here for a second.
You
You're
guys
trying to
cooked.
debunk the second coming of Jesus, but now you're
I'm
using the
not at
second
all
coming.
trying to debunk the second coming. I'm trying to help you understand in the logical
You're,
syllogism, Jesus couldn't possibly be God because
dude,
God's omniscient and there's something that Jesus doesn't know.
you keep on jumping around points so fast without really fleshing it out, man. And we started off good, and I'm humble enough to track along with you. You saw that in the beginning where you brought up the ascension of Elijah, and I said, listen, man, I'm gonna have to do some research on that, and I was humble. But now you keep on. I'm trying to explain this to you, but you
I
keep
don't
on jumping
Link.
around.
I don't need an explanation. I got 2 fucking degrees in biblical studies. I need a yes or no to yes or no questions.
Well,
So we'll try this
cussing at each
again.
other.
Did Jesus know all things?
Jesus knows all things that there is for him to
Not
know.
right now. When he was alive on the earth, did he know all things?
Some of his knowledge was veiled.
Did he know all things?
It's just, bro, it's hard to
The
explain
answer is
these
no. We
concepts,
need.
man.
This is where you be honest, Link, and say the word no. Let it leave your lips. The answer is no. He didn't know all
In
things.
in his human form, he did not know all things in a way we can understand the concept of knowing them. But
So he
dude,
didn't know all
this is what I'm
things.
but we're operating off these premises without defining our terms. First of all, you're throwing out Jesus is a human and he's not, omnipresent. But the thing is, bro,
That's all we have
Jesus is
evidence
100.
of. We only have evidence of Jesus the human. We have no evidence of Jesus the magic man, Jesus the God,
But
Jesus
dude,
the demigod. The
throwing
only
out,
evidence we have is
okay,
Jesus the man.
I can't. So I'll tell you this, man. If we're not going to take the Bible as a source of true knowledge, then we can't have this debate because
I
the thing
don't
is, brother,
believe the Bible's true. This is the
then
starting
how do you
point.
know about?
I don't
Then
know
why
why
are you?
you possibly have this crazy idea that I think that the Bible says things that are true. This is an
Because
internal
even
critique in your worldview. The
or
Bible says that Jesus didn't know something. It says that he didn't even know the day nor the hour of his second coming, which I actually think is might be accurate because he predicted it would happen before his disciples died, and then it didn't happen. So I believe him. He didn't fucking know.
dude, again, we don't gotta cuss at each other, brother. But what
I'm
you're
not
what
cussing
you're
at
doing,
you.
man.
I'm allowed to use words that aren't Christian. I'm not a Christian. I'm not beholden to your language set.
I understand that, and I'm not trying to do something. But if you're not gonna respect like me as an individual, then why are we even talking?
I'm
There's
allowed to
nothing
use cuss words.
You
there's
You're on
nothing
stop.
my
You
disrespectful about
Link.
cursing.
I didn't come into your church. You're on my live stream. It's my live stream. I can say fuckity fuck all I want. I'm not calling
okay,
you
bro?
a fucker.
No,
I
no,
did.
I understand that, bro. And that, but I just that type of language is dishonoring, not only
It's
to
not
yourself, bro, but to
dishonoring.
me.
I'm not a
It,
Christian.
it,
I
it
don't give a fuck.
okay, man. Then if we're not gonna take what the Bible says as what actually happened, then
Why
we
would
we
I?
can't have a discussion
We started already.
because
I don't believe the Bible's true. I don't believe it,
I
or else
understand
I would be a Christian. If I believe the Bible is true, I would be a Christian. And it just demonstrably says things that are not true.
in the Old Testament, brother. This is where some of the major historians are getting their history. Because let me tell you
No,
something,
they're,
dude.
they're
The Bible,
certainly not.
yes, they are, dude.
No,
There's
they're
dude,
not.
we have. There's 3,000 original manuscripts that detail Jesus' existence, but only 9 for
We have no original
Jesus.
manuscripts, not one.
Dude, the Dead Sea Scrolls are right
The
there.
Dead Sea Scrolls are of the Old Testament. It's almost like you don't even know what you're talking about. Where did you learn these bad talking
I read the
points?
Bible.
No, the Dead Sea Scrolls are for the Old Testament. The Dead Sea Scrolls don't say shit
That's
about
in the Bible, bro.
Jesus. No, they're not in the Bible.
Because okay, see, and so hold on, pause there, because we just uncovered the root of our problem, man. I'm trying to tell you
The
that the
root of your
Old
problem
Testament
is
and
you
the
don't
Bible.
know anything. You only think you know things.
No, dude, you're saying that Jesus is not mentioned in the Old Testament, but this is what the writer wants us to get from the text. The
But
writer
the
wants us to
writer of
know
the New
that he's
Testament's
talking about
wrong. That's what I'm
the,
telling you. The New Testament lies about Jesus being the Messiah. Even on page number 1 of the New Testament, it lies about the lineage of Jesus. It leaves out 3 people, and it says that he came through a cursed lineage of Jeconiah, which means he's disqualified to be the king. And it ends in Joseph. He's not even blood related to Joseph.
no, he's not blood related to Joseph. No, he's not, because God is his father. We can agree on that
Okay, and
for
what
sure.
what does God say about the Messiah that's going to come from David in the Old Testament? What does he say about him?
There's a lot of things that he says, in my opinion, but I
He
know.
said
But here's the
he says he's gonna come from whose body?
I don't know. I've never heard this before.
Second
Unless you're putting it to
Samuel
me.
17:12. I'll put it on the screen for you.
Okay, I'm getting there as well, brother. Thank you for putting it up on the screen. I know it is very helpful.
Kingship. When your days are fulfilled and you lie down with your ancestors, I will raise up your offspring after you, who shall come forth from your body, and I will establish his kingdom. Lineage
I've never,
is through the
I've never
body.
on. So can I ask you a question, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're saying that Jesus isn't mentioned in the Old Testament, but then you say that this is about Jesus.
No,
So
I'm
I
saying
don't
it's not
understand
about
how.
Jesus. That's what I'm saying. The Messiah was supposed to come from the physical body of David, and he did not.
What verse was it? 17. Sorry.
2 Samuel 7:12.
7:12. Thank you.
So not
Sorry,
only was it supposed to come from the body of David, it was also supposed to go through Solomon specifically. And the lineage in Luke goes through Nathan, not through Solomon, which means Luke is right out.
Yeah, dude. Again, in my translation, we're looking at the word seed here, seed of David.
Even worse, he didn't come from the seed of David. You made it worse, not better.
But he did, though.
He did not. There's not a single drop of David's seed in him.
There's nothing in the Bible that's a contradiction to this passage.
Well, try this again. There's not a single drop of David's seed. His lineage never made it to Jesus.
Jesus is of his lineage, though, through his ancestors.
No, he's not.
Where are we getting this information?
From Matthew and Luke. The lineage goes to Joseph. Joseph is not the daddy of Jesus. There's no seed of David in Jesus.
Dude, but this is... Yeah, I just don't know how you're reconciling what you're telling me, because you're saying... So you're trying to say that these Old Testament prophecies, Jesus isn't the one that they're about.
No, they're not about Jesus. Not even remotely close. That's why we're not Christians, because these are not about Jesus. He fulfilled 0 prophecies.
He's clearly fulfilling these prophecies in my eyes, man. And
no, he hasn't fulfilled one yet. You already admitted he didn't fulfill Micah 5:2, so what's the next one that he didn't fulfill?
Part of it. He didn't fulfill part of it.
Well, you got to fulfill all of it. You don't get to fulfill part of it. And again, he failed. He failed all 3 in my worldview. He failed being from the line of David. He failed being an actual king, and he failed being a god, because the Trinity is logically incoherent. So no, he didn't fulfill anything in Micah 5.
So what we're looking at, brother, is you can fulfill part of it, and there's
no, you can't.
I say you can, because if I say
that's what a loser would say that didn't get to fulfill it. Yeah, I could say that too. I rode a donkey. Did I fulfill Zechariah 9:9?
Dude, see, again, this is a view where it's like...
What's to stop me from believing that Menachem Mendel Schneerson was the Messiah if partial fulfillment is acceptable criteria?
He doesn't know who that is. Come on. He doesn't know anything.
So in the 90s, Link, there was a rabbi who a lot of people thought was the Messiah. He didn't fulfill any full prophecies, so why can't we just do the same thing to him?
Because in my opinion, dude, we're qualifying we're not qualifying these arguments. And what I mean by that is the fact that you guys said, "Oh, he didn't rule in Israel, so therefore he didn't." But what we read in Revelation is that
no one cares about Revelation until it comes true. It's meaningless to us. Until it comes true, it doesn't mean anything to us. It hasn't come true yet, so it doesn't mean anything. We're not asking what you think will happen in the future. We're asking what actually already happened. We don't care what you think will happen. And so I'll ask my question again on partial fulfillment. I've ridden a donkey in accordance with Zechariah 9:9. Rejoice greatly, O daughter Zion. Shout aloud, O daughter Jerusalem. See, your king comes to you. Triumphant and victorious is he, humble and riding on a donkey, on the colt, the foal of a donkey. I've ridden a donkey. Did I fulfill this prophecy?
No, do you want me to explain to you why you didn't?
I need a yes or no. Did I fulfill the prophecy?
No, you did not.
But I partially fulfilled it. I rode the donkey.
But you didn't. Yeah, dude. But Jesus actually.
I partially fulfilled it, though. No, I partially fulfilled it. So
I understand what you're saying, but you're putting words in my mouth, because
I'm going to need your tithes and offerings now, since I partially fulfilled this prophecy. I'm the Messiah.
So right now, brother, you're putting words in my mouth, because it was never my claim that a partial fulfillment is okay. That's your guys' claim.
You literally said that. No, my claim is that you can't partially fulfill a prophecy. You have to fulfill all bullet points. That was your claim.
My claim is that he fulfilled all of it.
He didn't.
It just hasn't been fulfilled yet.
That means he didn't do it. If it hasn't been fulfilled yet, that means it hasn't been done. That's what it means to be That's what it means to be unfulfilled. What's the word unfulfilled mean?
No, unfulfilled just means it hasn't happened yet. I'm right with you.
Okay.
Right? So
if something is unfulfilled, does that mean that it's fulfilled?
To me, yes. And I'll explain to you is because
the word unfulfilled now also means fulfilled. This is a new first. Never heard this argument. What do we call this? The unfulfillment argumentum. I love it.
Because we can know it's going to be fulfilled. That's
No, you
where we're
can't.
breaking
You
down.
can't know it. You believe it
You can.
because you believe the lies of the New Testament. I don't. So again, I don't care what you think will happen in the future. I care about what already did happen. And if Jesus
Then
didn't
you
complete
can't.
the requirements
But then
of
you can't
Zechariah 9, if he
quote
didn't
any
complete the
prophecy at
requirements
all.
of Micah 5, then it means there's unfulfilled. You can't point to it as a fulfilled prophecy.
Okay, so let's take a look at this, right? Let's say Percy Jackson, the lightning thief, was fated to go kill Kronos, his dad, or his grandfather. And it said, one day the son of Poseidon will go and kill Kronos' grandfather. It will remain unfulfilled till Percy Jackson actually goes and kills Kronos, right? But it
Yeah,
is fated
it's
but it is fated to
That's
happen that way.
that's
Percy
adorable. You have
Jackson
to
will
prove
go.
that fate exists. That's begging the question. It assumes that your God and your God's fate already exists, which you haven't
Okay,
proven yet. So
okay,
you
hold on,
can't
hold on, hold on.
appeal.
Pause right there, pause right
So
there.
you can
We just did
appeal.
something.
So you can
We just had a break.
appeal. You can appeal, Link, to something you have no proof of as evidence of the things that you have no proof of.
I can appeal to it through Romans 1, brother. That's what I was trying to tell you
No,
originally.
that's called begging the question. We started on
I'm
Romans
not,
1, and this whole narrative was you proving that Romans 1 is true, and you haven't been able to do it yet. And now you're going back to Romans 1 to prove that Romans 1 is true, which is called begging the question. It's a fallacy in argumentation.
We've come full
what
circle.
I know, it's
all
wild. I can't wait to
these
clip this video. People are going to eat this one up.
these
Just so you're
questions
aware,
that
there's like 2,500 people watching this happen in real time. This is crazy.
that's fine, brother, because 2,500 people can hear about Jesus, so it's okay for me
Trust me,
to hear
they
about
already know. They know about Jesus. We all know. So the reality is, if Jesus didn't fulfill all the requirements of Micah 5, that means it's still
yeah.
unfulfilled. Show me a prophecy that was fulfilled. I already got Zechariah 9:9 up. You want to go to that one?
Because, dude, but what you're doing is you're saying you're using the Bible to try to debunk the Bible, which is not.
It's not
And
even
then you're saying,
hard.
but then I'm trying to tell you, but then you're saying, well, how do we know that the Bible's real?
I'm showing you a
So you can't.
contradiction. Just to be sure, Link, I'm showing you a contradiction. I'm not saying that it's true. I don't think Zechariah wrote this. I don't care if he wrote it or not. I'm showing you that even if you take the Old Testament for its word, it contradicts the New Testament. I don't believe the Old
But it
Testament's true either. But if it contradicts the
right.
Old Testament, then it's certainly not true.
It is true though, but what you're doing is
Prove it, Link. You haven't proven any of it yet.
again, but all your arguments are unqualified, meaning you're
They
trying
are
to tell me can
they're
God have a God,
100%
but
qualified.
then you can't tell me what a God is. You're saying can God have
I
a God,
I
but you can't tell
did
me what
give you a definition of God. Just Link,
I
just take
started.
5 seconds and just pretend I'm Hebrew for the next hour, okay? Just pretend I'm a fucking Jewish Hebrew man and I believe in the Old Testament. Will that make things easier for you?
It's not that, brother, but what you're failing to
He can't help
what
himself. I don't know
what
why, Link, you can't answer simple questions. It's crazy that
I,
you're unable to focus.
I
I feel
I've been
like
qualifying.
you need to take a deep breath. Like I realize right now that you're like in your mind, you probably think you're saying things that are intelligent. Everyone here listening doesn't agree with you. We all see what's happening right now. So stop spiraling off into tangents and just like answer easy questions with easy answers. Like if you ask me an easy question, I just give you an easy answer. I don't give you the answer and preach after it. None of that's necessary, right? So what we're looking for right now, because you started with the New Testament's true, and now we're demonstrating that we don't believe the New Testament's true, and here's why. One of the reasons is because, in fact, we have all these prophecies about the Messiah, and Jesus didn't fulfill any of them. And so far, you haven't shown us a prophecy that actually got fulfilled yet.
Okay, so let's use that line of reasoning. You're using the prophecies from the Old Testament to show that the New Testament isn't true. That's what you just said, right?
Mm-hmm.
So by looking at that text, you believe that those writings are credible
No, I
because
don't.
you're appealing. So, but then how are you appealing to their authority?
Because you think they're credible, Link. I don't believe they have any authority. What I'm saying is whether they have authority or not, the predictions within the text did not come true. I could say the same thing about Nostradamus. I could pick up Nostradamus, I can read it, I can say, did these predictions come true, yes or no? Doesn't matter what I think about Nostradamus. All you have to do is read the text and ask yourself, did it happen?
Yes, but then again, dude, what we're looking at is you're trying to explain this text and you're saying this means this, therefore it contradicts this. But the meaning that you're saying contradicts is not what the author intended. And that's what I'm trying to
No,
tell you
you'd
about
be
not
wrong.
qualifying your argument.
You're wrong.
You can, and that's why I'm debating you, because you can believe that. But I
You
just wanted to
you
share with
already
you.
admitted that I was right. You already said Micah 5:2 didn't get fulfilled yet, which means I am right.
Yeah,
Next
right.
one.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's where we're disagreeing, because I have a hope that it will be fulfilled.
I don't care about
That's,
your
I guess,
hope that it will be fulfilled. If it hasn't been fulfilled yet, it means it's unfulfilled. I want to see a prophecy that has been fulfilled, not one that you think will be fulfilled.
I mean, dude, he's dying on the cross, he's resurrecting, you know what
None
I
of
mean?
it's
There's a
none of
whole
it's
bunch.
prophesied. None of it. Show me the prophecy.
The resurrection?
None of it's prophesied.
Dude. Yeah, I mean,
Show it.
honestly,
Show it.
I can't point you off the top of my head.
Because there isn't one. There's no prophecy about a dying and rising Messiah. In fact, the prophecy about the Messiah is that he's going to be a victorious king. And you want to know what that victorious king's going to do? In Zechariah
Right.
9, it says he will cut off the chariots from Ephraim and the war horse from Jerusalem, and the battle bow shall
Yep.
be cut off, and he shall command peace to the nations. His dominion will be from sea to sea, from the river to the ends of the earth. Did Jesus end
And
all the wars in Israel?
he will.
Did
That's
he
what
do
you're-
it? I didn't ask will he do it. I said did he do it?
And that's why I'm trying to tell you, brother, is when we read the Bible.
Link, I need a yes or no. Did he do it?
He's not. That is not
Okay,
happening yet.
then it's unfulfilled as well, which means Matthew 21 is a lie when it says that Jesus fulfilled Zechariah 9. Next one. Which prophecy did he fulfill? We're still waiting for one. We're 0 for 2.
No, wait, hold on. Go back to Zechariah 9 and 10. He did fulfill Zechariah 9.
No, he didn't.
Because he rode into Jerusalem on
So
the
did
donkey.
I. So did I. You told me that
not
wasn't
right.
enough. You said that
No, you
I couldn't fulfill the prophecy because I rode a donkey. So if I don't fulfill the prophecy for riding a donkey, then neither does Jesus.
Because, again, this is unqualified. You have to ride the donkey into Jerusalem.
Does it
while the
say
people
that?
Are gathered,
Does
while
it
the
say
people
that?
are gathered singing
Does
your
it say
praises.
that?
Dude, yes. This is what the author wants you to know.
Okay,
Your
so
king
so this is the one prophecy
hold on.
you want to. So this is the one prophecy you want to be literal with, right? Okay, it says a king. He's going to be triumphant and victorious. When did Jesus rule? When did Jesus rule and reign over Jerusalem?
Just because he is a king doesn't mean to know everybody can know that he was king.
It does. No.
No,
It says he's going to be triumphant and victorious over his enemies. That's verse 10. So again, you don't believe Jesus fulfilled all of this prophecy. You only think he fulfilled part of the prophecy, which means if partial prophecy fulfillments count, that means I partially fulfilled it.
See, okay, so listen to me real quick. You cannot partially fulfill it because
no, why can't I?
Because look at verse 9. Rejoice
I'm looking at
greatly,
it. It's on the screen.
Okay, O daughter of Zion, and you. Who is that referring to?
There's no. You mean your?
No. See, your king
comes to you. Well, this is obviously again. This is a partial.
No, hold on. Straightforward answers. Who is
Link, we know who you is. It's the Jewish people. What's left of them.
Okay.
And again, it doesn't matter because it's a partial fulfillment. I partially fulfilled the part of riding on the donkey. When I come back as the full Messiah, I'll fulfill the part of being a king in Israel. It's partial fulfillment.
I mean, you're saying it's a partial, but you cooked yourself because you.
No, I didn't. I'm using your logic. I don't have to fulfill all of it. I only have to fulfill part of it.
But you didn't fulfill any of it.
I did. I rode a donkey.
You didn't ride it into Jerusalem.
It doesn't matter. That's part of it. That's only part of it. I'll be in Jerusalem when I come back.
Dude, it's just your logic. I understand where you're.
It's your logic, not mine. I don't believe in partial fulfillment. You do.
But it's unqualified. What you're saying.
I don't even think you know what unqualified means. What do you think that word means? You keep using it.
Because you're not qualifying your argument, meaning you're not.
What do you think it means?
You're not putting it in the context that it needs to be in order to understand the text.
That's not what unqualified means.
You said I rode a donkey. Did I fulfill it? That argument is unqualified
The
because you didn't
context is irrelevant. Context is meaningless for the prophecies of Jesus. They're all partial fulfillment or context non-dependent. There's not a single
That's your
prophecy that Jesus fulfilled in the original context of the prophecy. Not one.
what I believe, brother, is that Jesus is fulfilling these prophecies. Some of them he already fulfilled.
Okay, did he fulfill
The
all
second,
of this prophecy?
he fulfills verse 9. Verse 10, he
I
will
said all
fulfill
of
in the
it.
future.
Well, he didn't fulfill verse 9 because he's never a king.
Okay, and I can explain that, right? So let's say,
Here comes the spiritual
okay,
king.
Saul and David. No, it's not that, right? It's not
Is
spiritual
he?
at all. Saul and
When was
David.
he a king in Israel?
Okay, I'll explain it to you, right? So give me a second. So Saul and David, do you know them?
No, I've never heard of them. I went to Bible college and seminary. I never heard of the first two kings of Israel.
Okay, so when David was anointed king, did all of Israel know he was the king? Or was it
Not
still
yet.
Saul? When
Not yet.
they didn't know, right? Right, they didn't know. They
But
would
did
still
he?
say,
But
hey,
did he? But
Saul,
did he become king?
David did become king, right?
Exactly. When did Jesus become king?
Okay, hold on a minute, bro. You just
I'm
cooked
sorry.
yourself.
When did Jesus
Like,
become king?
hold on, no, let's slow it down. Again, we're jumping
I
to too
love
many
it when he
questions.
gets
You don't realize.
excited. When did Jesus become king?
Hold on, let me finish my point,
When
brother.
did Jesus become? I already know your point. It's a bad one. You're saying he's king even though he hasn't reigned as king, because once you're anointed, you're de facto the king, but then there's some sort of a delay. And that's a silly argument because I'm still waiting for when you think
No,
he
it's
will
not a silly.
actually, when you think he'll actually be king over his people.
Your king comes to you. Jesus is going to
Still,
reign as king in the. So
oh,
when
in the
he came as.
future.
So
Oh,
hold on,
in the
hold on.
future, he'll be
Just
king.
yeah,
Oh, which means
yeah.
it didn't happen yet. Oh no.
But
Actually,
that doesn't disqualify. No,
I'm the anointed king. God anointed me king. I'll be the king of the Jews when I come back. See how easy it is to make these
dude,
unfalsifiable claims? I'm the king.
we're
Throw some
falling,
crowns in
we're
the
falling,
chat for the king. Throw the chat. Where's my Messiah? I need a Burger King crown. Where's my fucking crown?
we're falling in the same rabbit hole, man. Of now you're saying, well, I did something that is kind of similar to the text, so therefore
That's
I
all
must be
Jesus
the
did.
one. But
That's all Jesus did. He
no,
did something vaguely familiar to the text. You like it about Jesus, but you hate it about me because you don't know.
no.
You don't know you're getting cooked inside and out right now. You think that you can special plead for Jesus, partially fulfilling, vaguely fulfilling, but when I do it, you get all bent out of shape. But look at all these people in the chat worshiping me as king. Put a crown in the chat if you think Justin's king.
No king of mine, brother. That's all I'll have to say. But
Okay,
so
so
what
find me a prophecy that Jesus really did fulfill that I didn't fulfill.
this prophecy right here, I believe, is the best one I could point you to because
That's
I
the
believe that we
best.
see that.
That's the best you could
And
do.
but you're dismissing everything I say and
That's bad.
mocking.
Dalton, I got to go get
saying
something. Talk to Link for a moment because I know you've got some things to say about the prophecies. I got to get something. I'll be right back.
Yeah, grab your crown, bud. Link, you know King David wasn't, even though he was anointed, he wasn't actually king until he actually sat on the throne and became king, right?
So I don't believe that. I believe that once
What,
he was anointed the king, that
what,
kingship,
where,
God's favor, yeah.
where does the text address him as being a king prior to his taking the throne? Where does the term melech or
He's not
king ever get ascribed to David?
yeah. So he's not ruling as the function of a king, but
So he's not
God's
king.
kingship. He is king in God's eyes, yes.
No, when does the text of the Bible ever refer to David as a king prior to his sitting on the throne of Israel?
Because okay, so I'll rebut that with a question. If some guy came and told me, "Hey, you're going to be the next president of the United States," am I the next
Yeah,
president or no?
you're the next president, but you can't go around saying you are the president until you actually are president.
Correct. Correct.
So
I
Jesus
agree with
is
you.
not. So Jesus was not the king when he rode in Jerusalem on a donkey.
He was the king because he was the king, and
No,
this is
he didn't.
so this
He didn't sit on any throne.
because okay, so because he did not serve in the office of the kingship at that time, does not mean he was not the king. And that's my
No, that's exactly what that
that's
means,
my
Link.
that's my
Because again, King David was not king of Israel until he took the throne of Israel. The same would be true for Jesus. Jesus is not the only Jewish man who's ever rode into Jerusalem on a donkey, nor is he the only person. If all it takes to be a king is someone calling you a king, then again, Rabbi Menachem Mendel Schneerson is also the Messiah because he is called king among the Jews.
No, for sure. And again, you're trying to pin this claim on me, and again, it's not, you're not doing it out of malicious intent, I don't believe. But you and the host, the co-host, sorry, I don't mean to disrespect you. You are just as valid as host is he. But
No, he's the host. I'm not.
basically you're trying to say you're trying to tell me,
Here's the
Link,
problem, Link.
you no, wait, hold on, because hold on, let me finish real
Link,
quick.
here's the problem.
He's got the towel.
I actually have a whole Messiah get up. I don't know where it went though. I can't find my costume, so this is the best we're gonna do. I'm the Messiah now. King Justin, Messiah Justin. Messiah's Justin in the house. Yeah, well, if your God was real, I would care.
He's real, but so I'll leave.
But by the way, Justin's just as much. Justin's just as much a king as Jesus ever was.
I fulfilled as many prophecies as Jesus.
When you die, man, you'll regret that, saying that,
yeah,
because there is a life after death. There is a life.
Empty threats, here they come.
No, it's not empty threats, bro.
You'll regret that.
You will, and it's just the truth. It's not on my accord.
No, Link. You're going to regret it when you die and you stand before Yahweh and He condemns you to Gehenna because you worshipped a man as if he were God who wasn't even the Messiah.
Why are
it's not going to happen that way, though.
Listen, I'll tell you this, Link. I've only got one advice for you, Link. If you deny me before men, I'll deny you before my Father in heaven.
So, bro, like, this is getting just blasphemous on another level. But and again, dude,
blasphemous. I'm the Messiah.
You get but you're not, man. Messiah. And so, what we're looking at, guys.
No, he rode on a donkey.
Prove me wrong.
He rode on a donkey. He rode on a donkey.
Actually, when I was 16, I had nails go through my hands too. By the way, it was a construction accident, but it happened.
Man, I get it, but you're not going to get me.
I'm not rage baiting. I'm demonstrating the nonsense of Jesus being the Messiah by demonstrating that everything Jesus fulfilled, I fulfilled also. I also fulfilled Jeremiah 4.
My low key.
Not low key, no one can
brother.
hear you.
My phone is like getting cooked, so
Yeah, that's not the only thing getting cooked.
Hold on a minute.
Yeah, that might be that might be true.
Okay, let's go. I think I plugged my phone in time. Yo, my phone is about to go dead. Okay.
I'm actually fulfilling.
Anyway,
I'm fulfilling Job 27 right now. You want to see another prophecy I fulfilled?
No, I
Job
don't care.
27:11 says, "I will teach you concerning the hand of God, that which is with the Almighty I will not conceal. I will bitch smack a hoe." See, I just fulfilled Job 27.
No, it's okay. If you railroad me one more time with mockery, I'm gonna leave. But if you do want to talk,
Hail Justin, King of the Jews.
No. I'm the Messiah. I don't care if you worship me. I'll throw you in hell.
Okay, all right, brother. Have a good night. I appreciate you talking with me. And just keep
Shalom,
on
heretic.
truth, man. I love you guys. And I'll catch you later.
I'm sure you do. Have a good one.
It's funny how the more he got cooked, the darker his screen got. It's ironic.